Hello, Botany, and welcome to another plant slideshow video. So today I'm going to be giving you a brief summary of the mother-in-law's tongue plant. If you are a hybrid student in person, you'll be seeing a lot of these around the classroom. But this will lead into a demonstration that I'm going to do that'll be sent out to all virtual individuals, and it will lead into an active planting procedure that we will do in class. Of course, taking COVID procedures in mind while doing so. Okay, so the mother-in-law's tongue is, in Latin, its scientific name, Sansevieria trifasciata. All right, so that is pretty hard to pronounce. There will not be any quiz questions on any scientific names. We're just going to stick to the common names, but it does have a lot of synonyms, a lot of names that really mean the same thing to refer to this plant. It is also known as the snake plant, Viper's bowstring hemp, and St. George's sword. So the snake plant, because it kind of is long and kind of spindly, kind of looks like a tongue. It could also look like a sword. So depending on which culture you are discussing it in, it will be called some different things. So just to know that these common names are usually what we refer to, with the top two being the most common. All right, so there are many different varieties of mother-in-law's tongue, so varying in shape and sizes and colors and height. So it really depends upon where the plant grows. And we're going to talk a little bit more about where it is natively found around the world. So we will get to that on a few slides. So propagation. So in order to make more of this plant, and there will be a demonstration video to follow, all you have to do is really make an incision or cut along the stem at one point. So, and then the cut end, the bottom end of the cut is what you will go ahead and take and put right in the soil. And I will show you in the video that it is recommended to go ahead and take a piece of aloe vera, which we conveniently have in the greenhouse, and go ahead and coat that waxy substance, that cuticle, on the bottom cut part of the mother-in-law's tongue. Then you stick it right in the soil, water it, and treat it as usual. It will create roots. There is no need to root this plant in water. So that is how you propagate the plant. All right, so here are many different pictures and examples of what mother-in-law's tongue would look like in a household setting. So it is, pretty beautiful. It can be potted in different media, different containers. So you have some coffee cans, mason jars, clay pots, and it's really great for landscaping. So it is an angiosperm, a flowering plant. So we're going to talk more about how those are different from other plant types like gymnosperms or pteridophytes or ferns, for example. There are many different types of plants, or for that matter, the bryophytes, which are mosses that don't have any vascular tissue. It is native to tropical West Africa, so it's going to be from the region Nigeria east to the Congo. So the Congo sits right around the equator in the equatorial part of Africa and Central Africa, and Nigeria is on West Africa. All right, so that is where it is from. It's an evergreen perennial plant, and it forms dense stands, so it'll form a cluster, like in this area. I know the photo is a little bit grainy, but it spreads via rhizomes, which we're going to talk about more going forward. But essentially what rhizomes are horizontal runner roots that essentially allow plants to grow from different points. So essentially these rhizomes would spread out to the left and to the right. They don't penetrate as deep as your typical roots, but rhizomes kind of hug the soil along the surface and allow more plants to sprout up then. All right, and sometimes those rhizomes are actually above ground, sometimes they're underground. It has stiff leaves that grow vertically and form what we call a basal rosette. So if you think of like a rose petal, like a rose, so a rosette is a circular arrangement of leaves when all the leaves have a similar height and they are symmetrical. So it will go ahead and kind of radiate from this central point. You see here with this plant, they all kind of originate. I like to think about this like in the animal kingdom as like a starfish or a sea urchin. They have radial symmetry. Everything kind of radiates from a central point. All right. So one key thing to watch out for with this plant, with mother-in-law's tongue, the plant contains saponins, which is a chemical that is mildly toxic to dogs and cats or other pets, for example, like rabbits as well. So this can lead to gastrointestinal issues if it is consumed. Certainly as a human, you would never want to just consume a random plant because plants produce chemicals to defend against herbivores. There wouldn't be many plants around today if plants weren't poisonous. All right. And in plants, saponins are going to have a bitter taste, and they serve as what we call an anti-feedant, which protects the plant against herbivores as well as microbes and fungi. If you recall back from biology, the kingdoms of life, we have the kingdom fungi, the kingdom bacteria, kingdom archaea. So archaea and bacteria would be a part of that microbe group. All right, so that will conclude today's presentation on mother-in-law's tongue plant. Watch the following video that will be attached on the demonstration of how to plant it, how to propagate it, and have a great day, everybody.